Hi guys, my name is Starry Bean. I hope everyone is having an amazing day today. We're going to be doing a presentation time and I hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to start off with an introduction. Um, I've been a streamer for 3 years, but I started VTubing as of late 2022. If you guys don't know what VTubing is, it's basically a form of art as a streamer and content creator where our models are 3D or PNG models. And we are very, very diverse. We could be humans, we could be mythical creatures, basically anything in your experience. You may see it a lot on like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, um, or many other social media sites. Um, it's definitely a really, really fun experience. Our topic conversation today is going to be about thyroid issues. Um, these are certain health conditions that does go undiagnosed, or it could even be misdiagnosed as something else too. Which brings us to why is the thyroid an important gland in the body? Okay, so just like the pituitary gland, it produces the hormones that deals with emotion, that deals with our growth, and also how we develop as we age. So, like, think of an infant growing up into an adult. Um, Girls, they don't really reach puberty by the age of like 9 or 10. Males, they do tend to be a little bit later in life, which is about like before their teen years. However, if you have a thyroid condition, it does fluctuate. Sometimes you may get it at a younger age. Sometimes it may be a little bit later. Um, some of the hormones that deals with it is like the T3 and T4. Um, it it really depends on the person. Like every aspect in a person's health varies. Um, if you don't know what the hormones are, the T3 and the T4 are the ones that regulates our weight, temperature, and energy. So it's like usually normal thyroids, we're able to maintain that cycle. We're able to censor like the heat and the cold properly, and we're able to know know like when we stop eating or just continue eating. It all just really it's just all triggered by our thyroids. Calcitonin is basically a regulator hormone for calcium levels. Um, our blood streams have a little bit of calcium. However, having conditions can fluctuate the different levels of calcium, which is like it can be too much or not enough. So this is why a lot of people are drinking milk as calcium intake, and then it just goes away through our kidneys. It prevents it from reabsorbing, so which is why when we urinate, we have like all those minerals that our body doesn't need. What are the differences between hypothyroidism and hyper and hypothyroidism? Hyper is like when we have too much hormones in our body. Um, it does it can cause a lot of issues. but the most common one is hypothyroidism. That's why we put, like, that's when our body has lower amounts of hormones within our body. So it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's just more like it's a feeling. It's like a weird feeling in our body, like when we know something is not right. A fast fact is that it is very, very common in the US. Sometimes it goes undiagnosed, as mentioned in the beginning. It's a lot more common in women rather than men, but it can also happen in men, but it's not very often that you see it. It can also cause even more serious consequences if it remains undetected. And then some of the symptoms of hypothyroidism is tiredness, dry skin, weight gain, puffy face, hoarse voice, memory problems, depression, irregular or heavier menstrual cycles found in women. Um, some of these are conditions that can alter someone's mental state. Um, Sometimes it can be misdiagnosed as something else like bipolar or anxiety, which is kind of like in hyperthyroidism, which is like anxiety and irritability, hyperactivity, known as the zoomies. It's usually known as zoomies. Fatigue is also part of it. Constant urination, muscle weakness, mood swings, weight loss, and goiter. For those of you who don't know what goiter is basically the enlargement of your throat. So, like your thyroid area. Like our thyroids are actually located slightly underneath the chin, like in the upper part, like upper mid part of your throat. Um, when doctors feel your throat, they're trying to make sure that everything is doing okay. Like, you know how they do, like, feel like your side, your stomach. They do that just to make sure that there's no enlargements in any part of the body. This actually leads back to my experiences. Um, Apparently, it just went unnoticed. Like, it went unnoticed until I think like around mid 2022. Um, it was actually, they were suspected of PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is basically you find cysts within the ovaries and stuff. So, um, when I went to the doctors, we ended up running blood work. And at first, they thought it was normal until they were looking more in depth on the results, which actually led me to do series of blood works and appointments. Um, my energies, my energy and my mood was not really the best. It was like some days it was it was higher, some days it was lower than others. Um, when when we went to see the results and stuff, I found out I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, which is known as Hashimoto's. Um, it was also based by how I was gaining weight without having the proper diagnosis until now. So we are currently doing medications to treat it. And usually with thyroid conditions, usually medications are prolonged which means you have to take it pretty much for the rest of your life. Um, they do require careful monitoring. Um, some of the side effects, like depending on the dosage, you may also feel like joint pain. You do see constant weight changes, but other than that, you do notice a lot of things are getting better. Like you notice things are better. Um, the reason why I did this presentation is to spread awareness that you should always make sure that you're taking care of yourself and always monitor if anything is different. Um, if you feel like similar things are happening, it's always good to get it checked out through labs just to make sure you're doing okay. I understand I understand health can be a little pricey, but your life depends on it. It does affect even socially. Um, there were days like my mood wasn't the best and it affected around others. So always make sure that you're taking care of yourself on what's going on. Um, if you know a friend that may be going through something like this, ask them to share their story. Try to learn from the people around you who's going through that similar issue. You never know. Sometimes you learn a couple of new things as well outside of this video. It's always important to learn. You learn every day. Hope you guys have an amazing day and thank you for stopping by.